Welcome back, regular viewers. Here's a nice largemouth bass and a nice striped bass that regular viewer Landon caught. Great work, young man. Okay, regular viewers, we're back. You know, I was just thinking it has been a while on this channel since we used our favorite lure making material. You know him, you love him. Big round of applause, people. That Plaster Paris. Thank you so much. So we're going to get back into it this week with this exciting adventure. Let me go gather our materials over here somewhere. Yep, we're just going to get them from here. And there we go. Okay. You may recognize this as a regular pile of garbage, and you'd probably be right. So a few videos ago, if we rewind our little minds there, I did a lure review on some baits that my regular family got me for Christmas. It was the Coalition 13th Fishing Coalition Baits Dine series right here. And they were fun, dandy, and exciting to use. I really liked them. One of my regular viewers, though, pointed out, Mr. Ted Lincoln Fishing Life, he pointed out that they don't make these anymore. I guess the company, he said, was bought out by Rapala. I mean, so, okay. So I responded, oh, maybe I should make a plaster mold then. So you know what? We're going to make a plaster mold then. If I can't get them anymore, I like them, we're going to make our own. So you may be wondering why there's a big old piece of sheet metal with the words Goodman on it. Well, that's going to help us make our mold here. So we could just slap these down in the mold, wham, wham, and wham, like so, and make a mold. But we want to go a little bit above and beyond. This lure has a really cool hook slot in the top. That'd be the top and the bottom. And we want to recreate that so that we can use that hook slot as well. Some of my more astute regular viewers may also have noticed that this guy here is Sans tail, right?
What?
Does he have a tail?
No, he doesn't.
Sans tail, without tail, right? So we need to make a tail for him. But we already know how these boot tail ones work. But I said, what if we had a wedge tail on here? Remember when I said that?
No.
Exactly. That's a common thing. I say that to the regular assistant there, and he says...
no.
He says, what? He says that a lot to me. So anyway, let's go get our wedge tail we're going to put on this. Trying not to say dog, by the way. All right, so I have this soft plastic bait right here. I can't remember who makes this, but it's not bad. You know, but I like a more traditional shad shape, but I do like the tail on it. And I said, hey, self, what if we put this tail on that lure? How would that work? And I said, you need to stop talking to yourself. That's not healthy.
Where'd you learn that?
What, that talking to yourself's not healthy?
Yeah.
Life in general, young man. Life in general. And whammo, slammo, we have a wedge tail shad that never existed until today. Mostly because nobody cared. Okay, throw that in the used lure box, and we're going to melt that dog down later. Oh, I said it. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it. That doesn't count. Okay, other things we have to do. Oh, we were talking about this right here, right? So we're going to use this piece of metal to make our hook inserts. I've used slots of wood like this in the past to do that. And you kind of stick your lures on it like so, and then you have two of them, to and fro, like so, or what have you, to space them out, da-da-da-da. But this is covered in polyurethane, but the plastisol still kind of sticks to that sometimes, and that is no bueno. No bueno, okay? So we want something a little bit better. I've used metal in the past, and that worked swimmingly. So we're going to use that as our sprue right there, and put this little guy right on that, and put that fish off of there, and that fish off of there, and that tail off of that. And that's what our mold's going to look like with a little bit of this. So we got this piece of metal when our Goodman air conditioner decided not to be a Goodman anymore, decided to turn itself into a boat anchor, which was really nice of it, because I was just thinking to myself, man, if I only had something to spend 10 grand on. And my air conditioner must have heard me, and it said, oh, well, I'll just die on you, and you can spend 10 grand. It'll be just that easy. So what we're going to do as we turn this around for no reason in a camera angle that you can't appreciate is we're going to cut this lip off right here, and we're going to cut it into segments and use that as our hook inserts. So let's get all our noisy power tools and get going on that project. Regular angle grinder, and it's mostly safely clamped. This little guy off to the side for a second. We took this over to the grinder and got rid of most of its razor-like qualities. Some of you may be asking, why did you save that piece of metal? Why didn't you just throw it out like normal people do? Well, because then I couldn't make this out of it. So I took a couple pieces off my old air conditioning unit, seeing as it wasn't doing its job anymore. Some nice wiring that I used in my bass boat, and a couple switches and relays and that kind of fun stuff. It's all been reduced, reused, recycled, remelted, repacked, and I don't know, reemerged as something that I didn't have to pay for more than once at least. All right, we have the regular assistance square here. So I need you to put me a nice square line right there with your square. Can you put it there with your square?
Just trying to get the ink going over there.
That's paint.
Sorry,
Okay,
paint.
beautiful, good work. You know what that is?
What?
Hot. Okay, so there's our hook slot for this one for our mold. Cheap and easy. We're going to make one for the top too. Also, rather. We're going to go this way with it. It's really fun. We're spending so much time making a square line, and then I just cut it like crooked as all get out. You can't win them all. That's still hot. Whew. It's friction. It's getting hot. I don't know why I can't remember that.
Oh.
And for those of you that think that using this in my hand like that was ridiculous, you're right. I remember I have a pair of tin snips like an adult. Okay, so here's our top piece for the mold right there. And it doesn't want to stay there, but that's okay. And then here's the bottom piece. And essentially we're going to make that 3 more times. And that's how it's going to sit in the plaster. I may have to glue this in for the mold making purposes so it stays right there, because this fish is sacrificial at this point anyway. It's over and done with. But we're going to take the eyes out of there too, which appear to have been really, really secured in there. Good job, 13 Fishing. Too bad you don't exist anymore.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, the
What?
company doesn't exist anymore?
No, they don't make those anymore. They just make fishing reels and rods, I think, but they don't make these guys anymore. Who's out?
The eyes.
Who's on first?
No, the eyes are out.
What's on second?
Dad.
I don't know. Say I don't know.
The eyes are out.
Say I don't know.
Okay,
Say
I don't know.
third base.
Wait, what? Okay.
That's an Abbott and Costello joke. Back when comedy was funny.
Now there's blind cavefish, cave shad.
It's crazy. It's almost like that tool was made for this job. Who'd have thought? Professionalism. Why start now? Gone into oblivion.
How do we do that?
Did it go to Bolivia? Hopefully it has a passport.
How did you remember that, Jimmy?
Because it's one of the best things you said. All right. Now that we got these guys ready to
Oh,
go,
you're not on. Does it look like...
I am on.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wait, let
Ooh.
me see.
Ooh, smart guy.
Oh. I guess I didn't see that.
A little bit of glue down in you. Stick that right there. These have a little feature right here, a little cutout. I don't know if that's going to come out in the plaster mold, but it's okay. The rest of it will be just Jim Dandy enough that it won't matter. These things held up really well for 2 days of fishing. I got to say that. The only casualty really was this tail. The hook started to pull out of that one, or the screw lock started to, but it was still usable up until we lost that tail. Speaking of tails, we got to put a tail on you, don't we? Okay. And there's that tail.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
That was super enthusiastic, and I appreciate your efforts. Okay. And let's lay out our mold box. Okay, this guy's going to have to go this away, which means that's going to have to go that away. That's how we'll lay it out. Dunzos. Okay?
Yeah.
Then we'll put in da 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 da. All right. Super duper. Take a picture of that. All right. So we have our mold box made in America. We have generously slathered it with petroleum jelly, hither and thither. And now we're going to make up our plaster. A little bit of this.
Here we are. You know them. Love them. It's that Plaster of Paris.
That's one, two,
And three,
Okay, that came out really nice. There's really not a lot of bubbles in that. So we're going to lay out the first one before I put it backwards. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now we'll just let that set. What are we forgetting?
Locators.
Thank you.
Da, 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 da. It's time for the locator.
I think that's sufficiently located, don't you?
Yeah.
My OCD really wanted that more equidistant. I don't know why. I feel better though, and that's
Oldest
all that
regular
matters.
assistant.
I said my OCD. At least I think I did. Did I not say that?
You said OCD, but I didn't know what you said.
Oh. Does OCD stand for oldest regular assistant? I don't think so. Okay, we'll be back when this is dried. Okay, regular viewers, let's make side 2. So usually I get pretty liberal with this stuff when I'm doing the side 2, but this time I really don't want to get any petroleum jelly on my lures here because they're just so fancy looking, because this will put streaks of this stuff in your mold. And you know, if it's just a one-off trying to see if a concept lure works, that's fine for sure. But something fancy like this will take a little care, not mess it up. But getting a good coating of this stuff on this half of it will save you a lot of pain and aggravation so that you don't make a brick, which is below average and not exactly or at all what you're going for here. And again, we'll just do this to get a significant portion of the bubbles out, let it harden, and then we'll be done. Okay, regular viewers, we're back. Our mold is dry, and now the moment of truth. We're going to see if we can't open up our Made in America mold and see if we did it right. Where's your magnet, regular guy? Sheesh. There it is. Ta-da! Ta-da! That is a darn good looking mold, regular viewers. We got some bubbles here, but I don't care. The bass won't notice. I can cut them off. But look at that. Look at that. Scale pattern, fin detail, eyes. Oh, beauteous. I'm going to let this sit on this side just a little bit more. Actually, no, can I? Oh, no, they're coming right out. Okay, good. Still dirty. Professionalism. Should have washed them off first. Pro tip there. You know? Before, when you go to make a mold with You know, the more you know. Make sure you wash your lures before you put them in a mold, or else you'll have bits of the lake still on them. Those yeah, those sides. This side equally looks excellent. We just need to let this dry a little more. Luckily, it is super hot out and super hot in here today. In fact, 90 degrees in the regular shop. Look at that. All right, when it gets to 92, sell. Okay, let me get my painter's pyramids. We'll be right back. I'm going to put this up on some painter's pyramids just to help the airflow, to help it dry. Another thing that we could do, but it's already hot enough, I don't want to play with it, is I have a griddle over there. Doesn't matter where it is, but it's over there. I have a griddle over there, and I can put those on it about 300 degrees, just enough to get the steam to come out. It'll help pull that water out. But we will leave it like this, and I'll leave a fan on over here, and we'll just let it dry out, and we'll get back to it tomorrow. All right. All right, regular viewers, we're back. Our mold has set up. It's nice and hard. We just got to do a little bit of work to it, clean out these channels right here so that the plastisol can flow through it. It's crazy the detail that came out on this thing. These look like those fossilized fish, you know, that you see in the fossilized fish stores. Anyway, these I took these out of our little fish here, and with a little bit of help from a razor blade, because I went a little crazy with the glue. But those are free now, and I'm just making sure that they all fit. And hey, yes, those are sparkles. And hey, was it Goodwin air conditioning? Whatever paint you use on there, good on you, because the wire wheel barely even took it off. So yeah, so that was quite impressive paint. All right, so these are going to be our top slots here. Just making sure that the fitment is still good for when we go to set this guy up. All right, that's going to be good. Let's get those out real quick, because we're going to start drilling out our channels here. So I'm going to clamp this together using my Made in America clamp boards. Hooray. Hooray for Made in America clamp boards. Hooray for Winnie the Pooh. What did Winnie the Pooh do? Okay, we have our step drill right here. Everybody loves a good step drill. And I can't really do this like that because you won't be able to see it. But trying to get a nice round injection port there for you so that this mates to it really nicely and we don't have a lot of leakage. And that, I think, is perfectly all right. For those of you new viewers that have never seen me make one of these before, Plaster Paris is very forgiving, very easy to work with. That's why you can just kind of lay your baits out like that. And I'm just using a little flathead screwdriver. And I just make some channels in it like so. You kind of break away just the littlest bit on either side. And this one's easy because it's just got to go through here and there and then through there and there. People always ask and they get concerned about having ventilation channels like in aluminum molds and stuff like that. Plaster is not precise enough that you actually need that. There's already enough bumps and voids, whatever, that the air can push out. And that's that, kids. It's already time to start heating up plastic. This color is garbage, I call it. This is a chips and bits of just junk experimental lures. It's supposedly a grayish silver color, but it'll work perfect for what we're trying to do right here. I will freshen the mix with my favorite soft plastic here, not sponsored, Bait Plastics. What is this one? Oh, this is Ultra Clear Low Odor Medium Plastisol. It's the best deal I can find on the Amazons. And I'm almost out. So we need some more. The regular editor will be super excited to hear about that. That's for sure. I'm giving this a coating of petroleum jelly. I've tried using cooking spray in the past and had very mixed results with it. It probably works better on other molds, but not so hot on the plaster molds, or at least not in my experience. My regular experience, when I first inject a mold I've never used before, I kind of slather this stuff all around it in case there's a lot of flashing. That way it'll peel off quickly and quietly. Quietly, because I won't be upset. It's been a while since I poured some plastics. I'm looking forward to this. And the regular assistants and I tomorrow are going to head down to the beach. Hopefully we'll have some nice new soft plastics to try out. That's at least the plan. The youngest regular assistant right now is preparing for our beach trip. Isn't that right? You got body boards out. That's an important.
The eldest regular assistant.
That is an important piece of beach equipment, huh?
No, it's not.
I think so.
The important part is the fishing rod.
Is the fishing rod? Wow, I've trained you so well. You don't believe a word of that, young lady.
Of course I do.
You're a silly goose, but I love you. Stand fast, regular viewers. You almost made a huge, huge rookie mistake. Ginormous. Okay, we forgot to put in the hook slots. Oh no, but we caught it in time. Worry not. That was a close one. That would have been a mess. Okay. Let's put on our gloves to save our paws here from sure and utter annihilation. Let's see how it came out. It felt like it poured or injected really well.
Are you sure?
Feels like it.
Are you sure that's sure?
I'm trying to be sure.
Are you sure that's sure?
There we go, kids.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hold on, this little tail. It's warm. Yeah, just relax there, kiddo. Okay. That is injection perfection. High five. No, that wasn't a high five. High five. Real ones. Thank you. That's what we're looking for, regular viewers.
Yeah.
I left out these little deals here, the top hook slots. It turned out to be one of those the more you know situations because I couldn't get these to sit flat in the mold. So, but we only got like just a itty bitty amount of stuff to cut off here. And these just fall right out. Look at that. Whammo slammo. You sound so excited, young lady. Your fictitious enthusiasm is overwhelming. Still got a little sunken in spot right there. But I don't think the fish will notice. The bass certainly won't notice. So we've got nice hook slots.
I think a marlin or a shark is going to eat it when we test it out.
I don't think we got to worry about that.
The sharks we have to worry about.
We have to worry about the sharks?
Yes.
They all got a little shrunken spot on the one side right there. That's funny. All right. But other than that, 3 beautiful fish. I think it's looking pretty good, kids.
Hooray!
Look at that. We even got the little tiny bottom fins you can see on it. Boy, the detail of this guy was great. Excited to see how this wedge tail one swims. I anticipate it should swim really well because the wedge tail works so well. And just sticking it on this bait, there's no reason in my mind that shouldn't work. But let's clean up a couple of these guys here, make them look fancy. And see what else we can do. All right, let's put some lipstick on these pigs. Just pouring. Just brushing on some mica powder here. This one is called a Slice of the Moon, and it goes a long way, as you can see right there. These brushes I'm using, you can find these in your wife's makeup drawer when she's not home. That makes a really nice silvery fish. You see the difference in that? The before and after? With the moon slices all over it? sliced up bits of moon. I don't think you can find an easier way to apply this color to this stuff here, and to your hands too, which is nice. You got that going for you. I don't know what this color's called. Yeah, this one doesn't have a name on it, but you can see it's kind of a gold green. It's a good shad back color. Pretty subtle. Not a huge, difference in the colors there. I get that, but I'll use this guy here to kind of brush off the excess and blend it in a little bit, I guess. And that's, I hope that's coming out. I mean, that's pretty vivid shine on those dogs, as opposed to what the original was, a very gray deal on it. Which you saw it worked, but in my mind, the flashier the better. All right, my wife gave me this here pencil, apparently from New York City. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if we can't put a little. Does that work? No. Kind of. Let's see if you kind of stab it on there. It kind of worked. Maybe I need to sharpen it. I'll be right back. Apparently my brush was falling apart. Oh, that works better. Turns out it works better when there is a point on the pencil. Nice and subtle. I like it. Okay. Definitely don't want those hairs all in it. Now all we need is eyes, and we are ready for clear dip after that. Alright, I know these two have non-matching eyes, but just don't tell anybody. They are little. Okay, so let's get these clear dipped.
Don't try this at home, because without parents' help first.
Thank you. It was a lovely PSA.
What's a PSA?
Public service announcement.
Terrible camera work.
Okay, well, don't do terrible camera work.
Trying not to.
Do wonderful camera work.
Here's another lure.
Okay, here. Oh.
No, terrible camera work right there. Look at that beauty right there.
Well, those almost look like real fish hanging there?
Yes, they do. They look exactly like real fish.
Okay, regular viewers, you have done it again. You've made it to the end of another regular video. Yep, it's over. No more turning around, no going back, unless you want to watch it again, which I'm okay with. And if you'd like to like, comment, and subscribe, would you guys be upset about that at all?
What? No.
No.
What in the world?
This mold worked out absolutely wonderfully, and that's why we are preserving it right now with polyurethane. That's right, because this is the best mold release, permanent mold release I have found for these plaster molds right here. We're going to put 2 coats on it, and then you can just spray a little cooking spray or something like that to act as a mold release and use it over and over and over again. There was a bit of a learning curve with a mold this complicated, because I tried to make those little top slots up there for the opening on the top of the lure that I demonstrated at the beginning. They proved to be unnecessary, but it's okay. That little bit of the mold will get cut off every time, or of the final product will get cut off every time. So that's not a problem at all. But how did this lure perform? Swimmingly would be the word we'd use.
What is swimmingly a word?
Swimmingly is a word, young lady. Yes. Very well.
Swimmingly.
The original one worked just as well as the factory original one. And the wedge tail one was my personal favorite. I do love a wedge tail lure. I wish they were all wedge tail lures. That's not entirely true, but I do like how the wedge tails work. So while my regular assistant takes over doing this, I'll explain that. Okay, here are the two versions of it, all done up for you. Again, this one worked just as well as the original. If you want to see us using it at length, check out the video in the link in the description below, where we did a review of the 13 Fishing Coalition baits. But again, that lure was discontinued, so now we have them until perpetuity. I put the wedge tail on this one that I lost the tail before I put it on the mold, and it swims like it was. You'd think it was supposed to. I hope we got a swim test for it right here. I hope you enjoy it. All right, here's the original with the paddle tail on it. See, it does its paddle tail thing. Very nice, huh?
Yeah.
And this is the one that we put the wedge tail on. So the original body, but a different tail. Look at that tail go. Kicks like the dickens. And that demonstrates how those swam. So absolutely perfect. These lures, the originals, I put them back in their box, and I'm going to go hang that on my shelf right here. That way, anytime I want to make another mold, I'll have these guys to do it with. Absolutely ecstatic of how that worked. I hope you guys try it too. If you do, please feel free to send us an email of all your creations right down here to our magically appearing email address at the bottom of the screen. Other than that, questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the comments section. And we hope to see you back next time. You stay regular. Hey, what are you kids doing?
You stay regular.